Breaking news right off the top tonight. The 10th East Texas church fire since just the beginning of the year is burning tonight. Heavy smoke and flames are reported at this hour at Dover Baptist Church. That's 21166 FM 1995. That's near Highway 110 in Smith County.
10 years ago, tucked away in the piney woods, the unthinkable shocked East Texans. 10 churches were broken into, items were stolen, and the churches were set on fire by 2 young men. As time has gone by, the churches have rebuilt, but East Texas hasn't forgotten what happened.
The yard was full. Most were crying, naturally, to see our church building was burning.
It was the first day of the year in 2010. As the smell of fire and smoke wafted through the air, members of Little Hope Baptist Church in Canton gathered on the lawn, watching as flames rose from their place of worship.
We were fearful that we'd lose the entire building.
Less than 25 miles away on that same day, firefighters battled to save the Faith Church of Athens.
It occurred during the daytime.
2 weeks went by until on January 12th, Lake Athens Baptist Church and Grace Community Church in Athens would be turned to rubble and ash.
I was horrified, actually, and concerned that it would continue. I think it's beyond just an anger issue when people start fires in worship space. And I understand there were also burglaries, and maybe they were just trying to hide their evidence, but it's very frightening to the whole community, the whole religious community.
And it did continue. East Texas firefighters would go on to battle 6 more blazes. Tylen Baptist Church in Tyler on January 16th. First Church of Christ Scientists in Tyler, January 17th. Prairie Creek Fellowship in Lindale, January 20th. Russell Memorial United Methodist Church in Willis Point, February 4th. And then Dover Baptist Church in Lindale and Clear Spring Missionary Baptist Church, February 8th.
It doesn't seem to be a matter of certain denominations or size of church or the financial or the location. We just think this is a terrible, unfortunate situation.
I don't want our community or the East Texas community to be in fear. We're going to catch and stop this.
After nearly 2 months, 19-year-old Jason Bork of Lindale and 21-year-old Daniel McAllister from Ben Wheeler were arrested, charged with arson, and are now serving life sentences in different prisons.
To God be the glory. We couldn't have done it without His help.
Now Smith County Sheriff Larry Smith was a member of the local and national response team with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, also known as the ATF. He worked alongside more than 70 federal agents, 50 investigators from the Department of Public Safety, and 30 Texas Rangers. It would become the largest criminal investigation in East Texas's history.
ATF did not get involved in this investigation on January the 1st. They had 2 fires that day that were handled locally.
Smith says even once ATF became involved, the first fire, Little Hope, wasn't thought to be arson at first.
It was determined that the Christmas tree started the fire, but over here in the middle of the room, you have a wooden piano that's totally has no wood left on it whatsoever, and things in between are not as damaged as they are over here. That's a clue.
But the ATF wouldn't put that information together until nearly the end of the investigation. Yet Little Hope would be a key part of catching Bork and McAllister.
I think probably the people in charge knew that it was arson from the beginning, but they didn't want to give other people ideas to do the same thing.
2 Athens churches catch fire within hours of each other, and arson is suspected.
It is tonight's top story.
Footprints were discovered around what remained of the Lake Athens Baptist Church, the third fire. This is when police concluded it was 2 people who were burning down churches around East Texas.
We found significant evidence that proved very beneficial later on in this investigation. It was a rock and 2 shoe prints, 1 shoe and 1 boot print, which later on toward the end of the investigation proved to be very important because we found the footwear that made both the tracks. Never until this investigation did I get a footprint and some shoe footwear that was a 100% match.
Some of the footprints were determined to be a size 13 Red Wing work boot, a brand that had been discontinued. The ATF purchased a pair to compare the tread. Smith says it turned out to be a perfect match.
But the second one, the shoe print, the tennis shoe print, was identified as Skechers shoe, but I believe that particular Skechers tread print could have been on any of 8 different style shoe.
With fear of another fire lingering throughout the religious community, the investigation started to heat up when Thailand Baptist Church was set on fire 4 days after the 3rd and 4th churches. Smith says this prompted him to activate the ATF National Response Team.
You have your fire protection engineers, electrical engineers, certified fire investigators, certified explosive specialists.
Even with the extra help, 5 more churches would burn, firefighters' lives were put at risk, and East Texans were so frightened, they began to take action for themselves, all before Bork and McAllister would be caught.
BS 19 throughout the week at 10 as we look back through the fire to remember the East Texas church fires.